1226 on Twitter to keep informed with the latest happening near you.
A Richmond County deputy under investigation after an arrest on July 4th. What prompted it and were policies violated?
Plus, every minute matters when saving a life. Jay-Sean Edwards' mother could not get him out of a burning home. She called 911 for help. And by the time firefighters arrived 24 minutes later, it was too late for them to save him. Tonight, our I-Team continues investigating critical calls and critical mistakes inside Aiken County 911.
Our Liz Owens found a mistake by dispatch cost firefighters precious minutes. From wrong addresses to wrong medical codes, we found mistakes inside of Aiken County 911 could be risking lives. Painful memories rush over Latrell Wingard as she listens to her 911 call for the first time. As agonizing as it is to hear it, she wants to hear it. She wants to stop blaming herself. What was happening at that moment when you called?
I was calling her and that's when I was getting them outside.
On April 21st,
I had both of them.
Latrell woke up to a fire inside her mobile home. She was able to get 4-year-old James Edward out the door.
He must have went back towards the room.
But when she turned around,
I said, "Sumo," I said, "Where you at?" I said, "Come on, baby, come on."
3-year-old Jay Sean had disappeared into the smoke.
I had to put him down because the door was so hot. It was so hot. I know I had to put him down. And I've been tearing myself up about because I had to put him down, and I know I had no choice.
Overcome by grief,
Aiken County 911.
everything that happened 9 minutes after Latrell called 911,
We need a firefighter right now.
her daughter called 911 back.
Burned down. My brother, he was in the house. Both of my brothers, my mama, they was in the house. And the house burned down.
Another 9 minutes goes by,
Aiken County 911, where is your emergency?
and still no fire truck.
The emergency here is on, what road is this? 21. Here's the road. This is the road, but it's 21. Ooh, it's a house fire.
20 minutes go by,
They're spraying water in the window, but they can't really get in.
and still no fire truck.
I mean, there's smoke blowing out of the windows. Is it smoke or do you see fire? Rooms. But as soon as you stick your head in there, the smoke is so thick that you can't really do anything.
I kept saying, I said, "Sir," I said, "it's taking too long." I said, "These people taking too long for them just to come here."
The I-Team found it took 24 minutes from the first call for help to get here. Help which came from the Sally Fire Department, just 5 miles away. Listen again at the address Latrell gives.
There's a fire, 285 with the road. Please, God, please. What is the address? 285 with the road.
Now listen as 911 dispatches firefighters.
District 25, New Ellington Fire Department and All Mutual Aid, 2085 Williston Road for a structure fire.
Williston Road is nowhere near Sally. There's not even a 2085 on Williston Road.
Do be advised, 2085 isn't showing on our map, but continue in that direction.
It takes 9 minutes
So far, I got no smoke anywhere and nothing going on.
before dispatch realizes the mistake. The mistake cost help getting to Jay Sean by 15 minutes. 15 minutes he did not have.
Can you head towards 2085 Windsor Road, 2085 Windsor Road? Maybe for that structure. We're not able to hear them correctly due to being so upset on the phone.
Aiken County Dispatch falls under the leadership of Sheriff Michael Hunt.
So I've listened to that tape, and it is hard to understand.
I mean, I'm sure they get a lot of frantic calls. Was this a mistake possibly that someone that had been a dispatcher for many years maybe would not have made, not a rookie?
I can't say that.
But the I-Team found most of the dispatchers in Aiken County are rookies. The sheriff hired 19 new dispatchers since January of last year. 8 of the 19 have already left, averaging only about 3.5 months on the job. In all, 24 dispatchers left Aiken County since January of 2019. This is a huge number when you consider the county is budgeted for 21 dispatchers. Currently, there are 18 on staff, 4 of which the sheriff tells us started the day of our interview.
What kind of training do you guys provide for your dispatchers?
Well, they're trained by senior dispatchers back there.
The I-team found only one person in Aiken County Dispatch is currently certified in E911, a mandatory certification the county requires of its dispatchers. None hold an emergency medicine dispatcher certification, which is training in medical protocol. We found it's a mandatory certification for dispatchers in nearby Richmond County. Again, all Richmond County dispatchers have medical training for life-saving calls. None have that in Aiken County.
The bottom line is those dispatchers are humans. They're going to make a mistake once in a while.
And that's my baby, Sumo, Deshaun. Now I'm able to look at this picture.
With a clear picture of what really happened that day, Latrell has some small piece. She no longer blames herself.
And I talked to him last night. I was able to do that and go to sleep with that.
What did you say to him?
He's not able. He's always gonna be with Mama, and Mama gonna look after him.
High turnover rates for dispatchers is a national problem, fueled by low pay, stress, and long hours. Our investigation continues tomorrow.
Liz Owens, thank you for that. Crews were back out there at Mill Creek Road in Edgefield today. Tuesday storms wiped that road out completely, leaving a massive hole about 20 feet long. Crews are now building a temporary road for those neighbors, but it is muddy to use. In the meantime, neighbors are stuck basically living on an island cut off. County officials say they're not sure how long it'll take to make these repairs. Much more news ahead after a quick check of the weather. And Riley, we were tracking some storms out there last time we checked in.
And we saw a few of the downpours we're tracking on Doppler Max radar this afternoon. And here's a look at some towering cumulus clouds that are producing some heavy rain over Aiken County. This is a view from Wheeler Road, so looking across the river. These are trying to make their way towards the Savannah River, so even though we're dry here in Augusta, we may get clipped by these spotty downpours. 91 degrees. It is hot this afternoon, feeling even hotter with the humidity. Going straight to Doppler Max radar, we can see most of these downpours stretching from Aiken County down through Allendale. And nothing in the way of strong wind or severe weather. They are producing some heavy rain, though, from Wagner to Sally and downtown Aiken. You just got clipped by one as well. We'll take a look at storm chances tomorrow and heading into the weekend in just a little bit.
We want to clarify back-to-school options for Aiken County parents. Yesterday, we outlined the 4 phases of their plan to slowly return to the classroom, but we want to make sure parents know you do have the option to choose remote-only virtual learning instead of in-person classes. A reminder, the Aiken County School Board will vote on a final plan Tuesday at 6 p.m. There will be an in-person public comment period right before that vote.
A Richmond County deputy under investigation after an arrest on the 4th of July. In his body cam video, you can see Deputy Caleb Pye hitting the suspect, and minutes later, Pye appears to stomp on his glasses and then flip him off. The video is raising questions about not only what led to that arrest, but also why Pye's body camera was not on him. Kennedy Harris goes through the body camera policy for us.
According to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office body camera policy, officers are required to have their cameras recording during all calls. What it does not specify is if the cameras must be physically worn at all times. On July 4th, Ricky McNair was pulled over for disobedience to traffic control devices and fleeing or attempting to elude officers. Body cam video shows officers began chasing McNair on Calhoun Expressway and eventually arrested him on Washington Road. During the arrest, you can see several items falling out of McNair's pockets. Later, you see Deputy Caleb Pye stomping on McNair's glasses, which had fallen out of his pocket, and then flipping him the middle finger. This video is from his body camera, which was in his patrol car. Deputy Pye is currently under investigation. The question is, did he violate policy by not having the camera on his body? Policy states deputies shall activate their body-worn cameras to record all calls for service, criminal investigations, and other incidents that the deputy believes should be recorded. It also lists specific actions that should always be recorded, including vehicle pursuits and traffic stops. However, the policy does not say the cameras must be worn at all times, only recording. In the beginning of the pursuit, we see deputies Pie look at his camera and place it back down. He does not ever put the camera on his body. Richmond County officials acknowledge the hole in this policy, but they say the officer's responsibility is to make sure the camera is recording all important actions. And we do not know if there is more body camera video to be released. We do know Deputy Pie is still under investigation for his behavior after the arrest, and officials tell us he is still reporting to work for his normal shift.
Thanks, Kennedy. Taking a look at coronavirus numbers, cases.
And a lot of those cases are coming out of the long-term care facilities on both sides of the river. In South Carolina, new data shows 21 out of 73 facilities across the state have at least one resident or employee who tested positive.
In Georgia, nursing homes make up more than 11,000 of the state's COVID cases. But when it comes to loved ones, how are they staying up to date? Laura Puglisi clues us in.
Many families with loved ones in nursing homes tell me they feel left in the dark. They can't visit, and their only line of communication is through the staff there. So who's required to keep them in the loop? For families on the outside looking in, worrying and waiting is the new normal.
Not being able to see her, worried that if she contracts it, then, it could possibly be a death sentence.
This family wanted to remain anonymous for the privacy of their mother. She lives at Lake Crossing in Appling, one of the facilities facing a surge in coronavirus cases. Data released by the Georgia Department of Community Health shows about 45% of residents and staff tested positive for the virus. Their mom was one of them, but they say they were never told.
When the news story broke at noon the other day, I called Lake Crossing and I started asking questions about, to start with, was my mother one of the people diagnosed with the COVID?
A spokesperson for the nursing home says they send a daily recorded update to each resident's primary contact. Some people have multiple power of attorneys listed, but they only reach out to one. The federal government says facilities are required to notify residents and their families when there's a confirmed case and when 3 or more residents or staff have respiratory symptoms within 72 hours of each other. Notification can be through email, website postings, or recorded messages. The policy also states they do not expect facilities to make individual calls to each resident's family when one tests positive.
How does it feel to be a family on the other side and not know and find out that way?
It's frustrating. It makes you angry.
For this family, that's not enough when their loved one's life is in jeopardy. Laura Puglisi, on your side.
By the way, that family says no one in their family, not even the primary contact, got a message. Lake Crossing says family can call and update their caller information if needed.
A local nursing home in Evans needs your help. We first told you about the card project at Madison Heights last month. Residents have not been able to see their families since the pandemic started. So to lift their spirits, workers are collecting cards from all across the country. So far, they've gotten some from 40 states, but they're still missing some from these states on your screen. If you know someone who can help, we have the mailing address on our website.
Well, latest update from the National Hurricane Center. We now have Tropical Storm Faye. We'll give you an update on the tropics and our weekend forecast coming up.
And with COVID cases rising, so are hospitalizations. But how long until our local hospitals start feeling overwhelmed? We'll ask the experts. And as those hospitalizations rise, it raises more questions about how and if our hospitals are starting to feel the burden.
Brady Trapnell spoke to local doctors who say if we continue at this rate, we could be in danger.
Every number you see is rising. Cases, hospitalizations. Officials say they're handling it right now, but this trend can't continue forever. All you have to do is look at the testing line. Burka is the medical director for infection prevention at University Hospital. There are now 64 patients hospitalized at University for COVID, the highest since the start of the pandemic.
We were on standby waiting for this. I think we are as prepared as we can be in the situation that we're facing.
Currently, right now, I think 19 out of our 20 COVID patients in the ICU are on the ventilator.
Dr. Kuhl, the chief medical officer at AU Health, says scheduled for drive-up testing today. But there is good news. Both AU and universities say hospital stays are going down due to better treatment options.
We're dealing with a virus mutation, or it's the fact that, we've talked about the summer burnout phenomenon.
continue to rise, hospitals need everyone's help.
We do have resources. We think we are well prepared to receive patients. Of course, we have to understand that resources are not unlimited.
AU says they're very concerned about 18 to 30-year-olds infecting their parents, and they're also concerned that many churches are still not requiring masks to attend services. They say we can't be complacent. Reporting in Augusta, Brady Troutnell on your side.
Now, different places vary, but AU says despite their high testing numbers, they're still able to get back those test results within 24 hours.
Over 350 coronavirus tests gone in just a couple of hours. Today, Aiken Regional teamed up with DHEC to give out free tests to the community. Hundreds of cars roll through the drive-through testing site at Belvedere First Baptist to get tested. If you didn't make it today, there's another free drive-through testing site tomorrow. It's at the New Ellington Community Center from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. You don't need an appointment, but tests are on a first-come, first-served basis. You can get tested even if you don't have symptoms, but you're asked to wear a mask.
To weather out now, and it's kind of a mixed bag out there. We've seen blue skies.
On your side, sports brought to you by the Hawk Club Group.
No jam this year, but Geek State is playing its first day of the state. Seems a bit odd with no coaches around, but still a chance for players to showcase their skills. Just like AAU ball at SRP Park yesterday, a max capacity of 250 spectators is allowed. This is great for local guys who usually don't qualify for Peach Jam to get some action. I unfortunately missed that much this afternoon with some of our local talent, but they are playing. However, the players I talked to are relieved to have a chance to showcase the skills.
It's fun. We're getting back to it. Like, I've been waiting ball for a long time.
Is it a little weird to be having a showcase without having any coaches around?
Yeah, I mean, it's live streaming, but they gonna come.
There are plenty of cameras around, and it's more than possible college coaches are going to be looking. Caleb Surratt stole the show.